There you go.
It's now illegal for car clampers to clamp your car on private land. The government's ruled against it. It was so unregulated, it was full of cowboys, that they've decided to just put a stop to it. But the theory now is that these car clampers are going to move on to issuing tickets, right, which is already big business for a lot of people, particularly hospital car parks, shopping car parks, and private land. Okay, and so they're going to issue these tickets. And this is a story about a friend of mine who belongs to the Rage Club. And he's one of these people that, you know, doesn't take anything lying down. Because most people think if they get a parking ticket, pff, that's it, nothing to do. But he fights injustice wherever he can find it. So he got a parking ticket, right? The meter was confusing and he didn't understand the difference between day rates and evening rates. Anyway, he thought it was unfair the way this meter was. And he came back to his car and there was a parking ticket on it. And when he opened it, right, he discovered he wanted £80. Now this is a lesson in greed, because he said, had they said, you know, £30–40, he might have just paid it and thought, oh, what the hell, I can't be bothered with it. But £80, he thought, he's taking the piss. So he decided that he was going to do something about it. So you've probably heard apocryphal stories of people saying, oh, I know someone, he fought a speeding ticket and he won. You know, you think, well, did they really or not? I can guarantee this actually happened, because he's my best pal, so I know for a fact that this is what happened. So the first thing he did was, okay, I'll research it. What have other people done when they've been in this situation? So he Googled it. He was looking for forums, discussions, anything he could find. And one of the first sites that came up, one of the best ones, belonged to this guy, Martin Lewis, on a money-saving expert site. So anyway, he had lots and lots of pages describe what to do. But the thing that he picked up on was, you've got to find out what type of ticket you've got. This is crucial to the whole process, right? Because there's two sorts. There's a council one, which is issued by traffic wardens, policemen, that kind of thing. And there's a very strict procedure of how things are processed. Which doesn't mean that you still can't challenge it, because like 30% or something of challenged tickets get overturned. And then there's the other sort, which is the private ticket, which comes under contract law. And there's no precedent for it. You know, it's hit and miss what happens. Because basically the ticket is an invoice that they've issued to you. That's all it is. It's unenforceable. And the difference between the two is the difference between a king snake and a coral snake. One is venomous, the other is harmless. And the private ticket is largely harmless. Now this mate of mine, he got a private ticket, right? So the first thing he discovered was that the private ticket could only be issued to the driver of the car, not the vehicle. That's changed now, apparently. Since they've outlawed the car clamping, they've changed that actually they can issue the ticket against the car. It doesn't have to be the specific driver. And they chase. They want. What you've got to remember is that these people don't want to work for the money. They don't want to spend time and effort chasing the money. So they send out these letters that look exactly like the letters you would receive from the police or from, you know, the council. And they look this, and they're demanding this, that, and the other, and they keep ramping up the threats in the hope that you will just think, oh, for God's sake, you know, I can't stand this. I will pay the money. And they keep adding on all these, you know, because he got letters from debt collectors and solicitors, but in reality, all that they could claim back was like £1.50, because they can only claim back what they would have been out of pocket for, which amounted to £1. So they're not going to waste the time and money chasing this 80 quid or whatever, because it's going to cost them money. So they started to try and freak him out by saying, you know, well, you'll have to pay for the new suit that we need to go to court. You'll have to pay for the celebratory line of cocaine that we're going to have after we've won. And stuff like that. It's all nonsense. They can't charge you for that. It's just to scare you into paying the money. And if you're a law-abiding middle-class citizen, it's like, you know, hey, this is nerve-wracking period. It's like they're sending the heavy boys round to break legs and stuff. So that, you know, so the temptation is thinking, oh, just pay them and then they'll be off my back. But just remember, it's hard. It's unenforceable. That's what it said on the website. It's unenforceable. So this mate of mine, he just thought, no, I just continue, I'll ignore everything. Don't enter any correspondence whatsoever. Just ignore it. So finally, the people sent a final warning letter, which said, if they don't hear from him in 14 days' time, this legal stuff will happen to him. And when he looked it up on the internet again, he said, it's gobbledygook, this stuff that they threaten is absolute nonsense, and nothing happened. So he thought, bollocks then, avoid. So he ignored it, and nothing happened. That was months ago. So, you know, chances are, if you get a private ticket, nothing will happen. But don't take legal advice from a compare at a better culture event. He's not qualified, but chances are you know, you'll get away with it. Anyway, thanks very much for